I can see
People
why
got
we're
hair on their
laughing.
face. When you get to be older, you probably don't know about it yet. When you get older, you get hair on your face.
No, I'm familiar with the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so before we get to the sports trivia showdown here, the Ed, real quick, I was interested in your thoughts on the whole Michael Jackson thing, and specifically, I'm a curmudgeon. It rubbed me the wrong way that he has been anointed over the last couple of weeks here as the greatest entertainer of all time. How do you sit with that one, and who do you consider to be, 3, 5, 10 greatest entertainers of all time?
And Michael Jackson is number one entertainer of all time. How could you even argue with it?
I don't agree.
The guy has the whole world. The guy's like M&M's, man. He's like everywhere.
The M&Ms are everywhere? I didn't realize, but what about, like, let's say the Beatles? Weren't they more influential musically?
No, because the Beatles didn't touch as many people.
Based on what?
Based on that there's more people in the world now than there was when the Beatles was around.
I can't argue with that point. But then again, Michael Jackson didn't really make any music that people were buying very much since, 1989 or whenever Bad came out?
Still, 1989, there's a lot more people than 1962 when the Beatles was out.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right, well, so you have...
The Beatles only affected white people. See, Michael Jackson touched every kind of people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
The people from, Africa, Australia.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You don't have to name all the continents. You don't have to name all the continents for me. But so who else would be on your list? Most entertaining, greatest entertainers of all time?
Like actors or music people? Or
whoever you think belongs on that list. Give me a couple of more names. What about Frank Sinatra?
Yeah, Frank Sinatra, he was a good one.
Uh-huh.
I went to Joe Lewis's funeral back when he died.
Did you?
He was a big icon.
Well, that's the one I was going to say. To me, number one is Muhammad Ali.
Well, yeah, Muhammad Ali is the only other person that will stop the world like how Michael Jackson did for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
when Ali goes, you expect it to be that sort of global funeral, basically.
I don't think it'll be that big, but it'll compare to it.
So that's just all right. So you and I aren't that far off. What about like Jimi Hendrix? Let's say if we just talk about musicians who've passed away in our lifetime. Would you say Jimi Hendrix is on the list? What about Joey Ramone or Johnny Ramone? Johnny Ramone, the architect.
Those guys was just regional in the world. Just American type people. I mean, those guys. I don't think if you went over to Saudi Arabia, they would know who Jimi Hendrix was. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that guy was as great as people say. Those guys that died young, they got lucky because they died young. Because right now, if Jimi Hendrix was still alive, I could probably go down to Bally's and watch him perform.
That's actually not a bad point, right? A lot of guys seem to hurt their legacy by staying around too long. The Rolling Stones are a good example.
The kid from Nirvana, the
Kurt Cobain. All right, well, listen, what about, I would like to, speaking of Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin and Jim Morrison, they all died around the same time, all a part of that sort of hippie culture. What was the Ed like in the late 60s? I'd love to know.
I was just a regular guy. I wasn't into all the, Black Power and Muslim and all that stuff.
Were you at Woodstock?
No. I just was pretty much. I wanted to play professional sports.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted to do. So I was always getting in shape and trying to hurt my knee.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's just what happened.
Well, if you're 55 now, you were what? You were 15-ish. You were a teenager. You were in high school.
But I was playing, high school football. Tried to get into college and play and do all that stuff. But sometimes things don't always work out. I had to work during the weekends and I had to make money, make sure my mom, my dad was like, "Oh, you got to work."
Mm-hmm. Well,
I had to pick up stuff all the time.
Would you say, though, you say things haven't gone the way exactly you would have dreamed. How close has your life come to being what you wanted it to be when you were 15?
I don't know. Probably, I don't know. I don't know what I wanted to do. I can't even remember that stuff, man. I mean, I know I didn't want to just move furniture and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, so, maybe now if Phil Jackson does step down and you can take over for the Lakers, that would probably be the biggest feather in your cap then.
Yeah, I just called Pat Knight on the phone and tell him, hey, man, how do I coach this team?
Patrick Knight, coach at Texas Tech.
Yeah, I call him up.
I don't believe that, because you said a few months ago during the NCAA tournament you were going to get him to call into this show, and you're friends with him and everything else. And
I tried. The time that he was available,
yeah,
you weren't calling me.
Well, it was 3 straight weeks.
Okay.
So for 3 straight weeks, you couldn't do it?
Well, listen, smart aleck, listen.
All right.
He will be out here in Las Vegas July 21 through July 26.
Okay.
If you call me on those days, I'll make sure he says hi to you.
All right, that's fine, except I'm not disparaging him, but really July, that's about the worst time to be talking about college basketball, isn't it?
Hey, he's a busy guy, I guess. I don't know. But they recruiting the top AAU kids that's coming out here to Las Vegas for the tournament.
All right, well, listen.
That's why all the big coaches, I'll let you talk to Coach K. I don't care.
Really? Well, that'd be terrific. All right, I'd like to do both. All right, well, in the meantime, let's
Johnny King, Coach K, Johnny King.
Okay. Well, listen, how about this, Ed? Let's get going here with the Sports Trivia Showdown. You know how it goes. What we do is we give list-type questions. We don't do who won the championship in 1953. We list back and forth, trading back and forth until one of us can't come up with an answer. Something along the lines of rushing leaders in NFL history, back and forth, that sort of thing, until someone can't. You all right, Ed?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right, well, I just heard you coughing. I get worried when I hear you like that.
Everybody coughs.
I know they do, but, you're a little more advanced in age. I get worried about you. We've lost a lot of celebrities over the last 3 weeks or so.
I don't got nothing to worry about. I ain't no celebrity.
I don't know about that. You have lots of people who care very deeply for you now. And I dare say it's because of your appearances here on this podcast.
Yeah, I know. That's how they hear me.
Right, and that's why that means you have a lot of fans.
Then I'm on that Facebook and on that
Facebook.
Twitter. And then I write stuff to you on that Twitter. You don't never respond.
Well, I don't think it's supposed to be about a one-on-one conversation. It's about interacting with everyone.
I asked you the other day, I said, why are you such a big bum? And you didn't say nothing.
Well, see, I missed that one, but I don't know why I would be inclined to get into a conversation about why I'm a bum.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right, well, listen, so let's get going here. And the SAS, quickly, let us know who we take submissions on this. You can go to 710ESPN.com, the Dameshek homepage, and you have set up an email address specifically to receive submissions for these questions for the Ed and Dave Trivia Showdown. And people whose questions we use get a prize. What prizes do we have today?
Well, today I got Flick Football Game. Now, it sounds really, cheap, but it's actually not. Go to flicksportsgames.com.
The Ed likes Flick Football. I'm surprised. That was around when you were back in the late 60s. That's what you were playing, Flick Football?
We used to roll up the paper. Roll the paper and put the tape around it. Mm-hmm. And then I'd write NFL on it.
There you go. Yeah, well,
clever.
Flicksportsgames.com, they have this whole 8-foot-long table you fold out with a goalpost and a real little ball.
Cool. All right, that's a good prize.
It's really cool. NCAA Football 09 for the Xbox 360.
Wow, nice.
We got that. There's then 2 more prizes we may not get to. South Park Complete 12th Season. Great. On DVD, and Transformers: The Complete First Season of the animated series, a whole DVD set.
Well, listen, I got to tell you guys, man, I got an email. Some kid told me you guys didn't send him his prize.
Well, we already talked about that, but I think that we have contacted everybody and rewarded all those prizes.
Yeah, I think we did. I think I got a hold of everybody by now.
I'm just checking. I don't want people catching me on the street, choking me and stuff. I ain't got nothing to do with this stuff.
I hope no one would choke you. All right, so there are the prizes. And the SAS, let's get it going here with our first question.
Yes, this is part 4 of the Trivia Showdown, by the way.
Round 4.
So right now, Dave, just to recap, you lead 2-1. You had a chance to go up 3-0.
The first one that I did was a counting one.
Stop with that. The Ed with the silly lies now. What did you say the last time that you thought the first 2 were exhibitions?
That's what you said.
I didn't say anything like that. See, the Ed, how is anyone to believe that you don't cheat when we play this when you tell lies?
When you're sitting next to the girl with the questions, and I'm the cheater.
Skyler only has the name of a woman. He is, in fact, a guy.
Don't make no sense.
Well, I agree on that part. So anyway, all right, the SAS.
Well, let's get into it now.
Who goes first, the Ed?
I can go because I'll beat you, and all I got to know is the question.
All right.
And I'll give you the answer 42 times.
Question number 1, Dameshek, you are up. This is college football and pro football combined, so we got some pigskin in
Ooh,
question
the
number
Ed, college and pro football, we're only about 9 weeks or so away.
Yeah, I know I'm going to have a big contest, too.
Oh,
you better
good.
Sign up.
All right.
If you don't sign up,
can't win.
Sign up.
Right. The EdSuperDeluxeWebsite.com is the place to go. See, I promote you there a little bit, the Ed. All right, hit it.
All right.
Let's go.
And this comes from David Bloom. And
Don't all right me.
What? Okay.
What are you speeding along to?
Well, I'm trying to get to the question
All
here.
right.